Okay, this is going to be the first of a series of videos that I'm going to do, trying to explain and kind of show you what we're going to do throughout the course. This is kind of going to be our week one. We're going to look at watch me, focus, and sits, downs, beginning of sit stays, and the beginning of down stays is what I kind of like to cover here. So initially, we're going to have our good treats in our hands. For the watch me, I want my dog beside me, and every time the dog looks at me, I want to reward him. And I'll call him. Good. Yes, good. Treat immediately. Yes, good. As soon as the dog looks at you. Yes, good. Now, we're wanting to get the dog just where it's in the habit of looking at us. So from there, once the dog is looking at me when I call them, I want to start building duration on that. Coda, watch. Yes. I'm holding the treat up here because the dog is initially going to look at the treat. That's fine. Later, I want the dog looking in my eyes. So I will start to move the treat down. Coda, watch. Yes. Okay. I want him to get in the habit of every time I call his name, that he looks up at me. And it's going to take time to establish that. We're asking them to kind of stretch muscles that aren't normally stretched. When he looks up here, this muscle goes tight, this one softens up. They're used to looking straight ahead. So this is new. It's going to take time to build that muscle memory. The idea is that no matter what's happening in the building or wherever we're at, I can get the dog's attention on me. If the dog's attention isn't on me, I can't train the dog, and I can't get them out of dangerous situations when I need to. So it's just very important to work on. Work on this watch me exercise as many times as you can, multiple times a day, 3 to 5 repetitions per. And every time you see your dog looking at you, yes, good, mark it. Okay? We mark it the second the action that we want happens. Okay? Yes, good. See, he looked up at me, he got rewarded. And we're just going to be a treat dispenser for a long time, getting them to where they know that the second they look at me, they're going to get a reward. Right now, the reward is treats. Later, the reward is going to become praise. Okay, because I can't have treats on me when I'm out at the store all the time or in public. I never know when I'm going to have it. So praise needs to eventually be what I'm working with. And every time I praise the dog, it's yes, it's happy. If I try to reward the dog with yes, good, the dog doesn't have that much incentive to look at me. It's not exciting, it's boring. So everything else is going to become more interesting, if that makes sense to you. Now for sit, initially, here. What I do initially is every time I see the dog naturally do the behavior I want, I say, yes, good sit. If the dog walks in the living room and sits down, yes, good sit. The dog doesn't know what he's done, but he made you happy. That's a start. I do this consistently, and it really shortens the time that I have to teach a new behavior. If you only reward with the treats, sit, you can become limited with that. So I try to vary it up a little bit. So what I want to do is have my dog standing. Standing. No, sir. But standing. And I'm going to take my treat right in front of his nose, very slowly. Yes, good sit. I'm going to move upward slowly. I let him nibble on it a little bit, and he'll go up and back with it a little bit, and that'll help rock his hips backwards. As soon as his butt hits the ground, yes, that's when I mark. If the butt's already on the ground, and I say, good sit, it doesn't register with him. So you have to really watch the dog when you're moving these treats up so you mark in the correct position. Okay? Here, let's go try this again. Sit. Yes, good sit. And he gets that treat immediately as soon as his butt hits the ground. If I wait, I've lost the moment. I only have 1 to 2 seconds to get that treat in his mouth, so you have to have it ready. You can't be fiddling for treats. In your hand and ready. Okay? This motion with the treat that we're initially doing, sit, good sit, becomes a hand motion. Up. Go stand. Good. Stay. Sit. Yes, good sit. Okay? Don't do the hand motion quickly, like this. They can't keep track of it. We need it slow. Very slow and deliberate. Let's get in. Sit. Up. Stay. Later on in your training, good sit. Okay? That hand motion that you're using right now to lure the dog up with becomes your sit signal. And later on in obedience, you'll be completely across the ring telling your dog to sit. But right now, we're just right in front of them. Okay? Practice sits here. Stay. And practice on your left side. Up. Sit. Yes, good sit. Okay? Do repetitions of each, in front and to the side. Practice them both, 5 to 6 times each, then stop, walk away. That's about all I'm going to say on sits for the moment. We'll come back to them at another time. For the downs, we will have them in the sit, and I'm going to take my treat at their nose level, drop it straight down and slightly out. So they'll crouch and then move forward to get the treat, okay? Hand placement with the treat is important. Initially, put your treat like this, okay? Right here in between your fingers. If you hold it like this, they're gonna bite at you. Holding it like this, they have to lick around, and you won't get teeth near as much. With him, it doesn't matter, he's trained, so I can kind of do whatever I want. He'll down. He'll down verbally, sit, good sit, or with the treat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this treat and I'm going to start lowering it down and pull it out. Yes, good down. As soon as those elbows hit the ground, mark it. Yes, good down. Okay, I always repeat the command, I always repeat what I want right after the yes. The yes is saying, yes, you did it right, but I reinforce that command. Yes, good down. So that way, it's kind of putting it in his mind. He will learn the signals, your hand motions, way before he learns the verbals. So we need to stay consistent with marking. Sit. Yes, good sit. Okay, I still do that years after beginning training him. I always still, yes, good sit. Yes, good down. Right now, for our initial training, every single time they do it, yes, good treat. Once they're consistent with this, once you're successful 75% of the time, very easy, yes, good sit. We're going to start weeding off of our treats. We're going to make it 1 out of every 2 initially that he'll get a treat. Go sit. Yes, good sit. Here, go. Sit. Yes, good. Okay. I'm working more off of the treats to get to my verbal praise. By the end of class, you're going to have to do the evaluation without treats. So the sooner you can get off of treats and work with verbal praise, the better off you're going to be. If that makes sense. With the downs, back to the downs real quick. Sit. A lot of times we'll have trouble with them popping the butts up, and small dogs especially. They'll kind of go into a bow, like that. Up. They'll want to do this, and they'll keep the butt up.
They're about to run out of time.
Huh?
They're at 9 minutes. 10 minutes.
Oh, that's fine. Put it up. So if they do go into this bow, what I want to do is kind of put my hand up here. I'll go from sit, put my hand here, down. There you go, good. I'll kind of support them. I'm not going to push them down. I don't want to push them into a sit, I don't want to push them into a down. Whatever it takes to kind of lure them on their own, each dog is going to be a little different. That's what we need to do. Yes, good down. See, Dakota will go into the down with the treat coming into his chest or out because he knows it. If your dog is not going into the down this way, try pushing into their chest a little bit. It'll push them backwards and they'll crouch down into that down. Put it up. Get in. Sit. Good. Stay. Now, for the stays, what I want to do is your watch me exercise. As you build duration on your watch me's, that is a sit stay. You're doing a sit stay. Watch me. It's good. You're doing a stay right here. Okay? He doesn't know that. Well, he does, but your dog doesn't know that. So initially for the stays, once they're sitting here for a good 30 seconds, that's good. I'm going to tell them to stay, and I'm going to move right here in front of them. That's good sit. Good sit. I only want to tell them stay once, if possible. I don't want to sit there and keep going stay, 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 stay. That becomes white noise to them. And I want the stay command to be an immediate action. I don't want to tune that out. So, go. Good. So I'll reinforce their position. Good sit. Yes, good sit. Initially, I will tell them stay, but stay. Good sit. That's good. And we're going to sit here and just treat it. Yes, good sit. Good sit. Yes, good. Good sit. And now I'm going to move right back here to position. Yes, good. Okay, and we'll do the same thing with the downs. Work on getting solid here for a good 30 seconds. Then start moving in front. Stay. Good sit. That's good. Okay? As long as I'm feeding them treats, I'm more than likely going to sit here. If the dog doesn't respond to treats and we need to use toys, it's fine too. Whatever makes it work. Anytime I'm introducing something new, I want a high value treat. I don't want to work with kibble, trying to teach them a new command unless that's what the dog needs. I use a lot of cheese, bacon, really good things that they like when I'm initially training. Once they have the commands down and doing what I want consistently, I'll back off to a lower value treat. Like he usually works with cheese. We're using just Bill Jack dog treats right now. It's not very exciting for him, but that's what I want to do. That's good. So you looked at me with Mark. Okay? So work on that for our first and second weeks. Every week we need to continue to work on the previous week's items that we worked on until you'll get it's kind of a training regimen down. And don't burn them out on this. 5 minutes. I train my dog literally 5 minutes and walk away. 5 minutes later, then walk away. Just a few things. Make sure it's fun, entertaining. If they're not succeeding at something, go back to something that they can succeed on. If they're good at sits, they're having trouble with downs, end with a sit. We want to end with a win. We want to end with a yes, good. All done. Okay? So I'm going to call it good for the first video.